Oh, I'm sure if you have heard the news, you will see that John Mcdougall has passed away. I first came across this earlier today whenever I was watching a video on Instagram and the post popped up from the Mcdougall Instagram, the direct source, with a picture of John Mcdougall and basically saying, that he'd passed. And I saw another post by Jeff Nelson, who's close to John Mcdougall, also saying the same thing. So whenever I first saw that, I was so shocked that I literally just got out of my chair and I was just mind blown. And the reason that this shocked me so much is because if you know anything about how I started on this lifestyle, it was basically due to John Mcdougall. At the age of 19, whenever I was going through a lot of health issues and I was looking for answers, I went through a period where I was watching a lot of TED Talks, and his TED Talk, The Foods We Were Born to Eat, which has over 3 million views at this point, that was posted 11 years ago, and that's whenever I started this journey. So that's what led me to believe that this is the very first introduction I had of John Mcdougall.
I was taking care of first, second, third, and fourth generation Filipinos, Japanese, Chinese, and Koreans. Now, my first generation, they learned about how to eat when they were little kids in their native land of the Philippines, Japan, China, Korea. They learned a diet of rice and vegetables. And then they had the fortune of moving to the Big Island to start new families, a new life. But with them, they took their original diet, and they continued to eat rice and vegetables.
And I remember at the time I was eating all sorts. I was eating, the 3 rounds of toast with beans and butter, and the beans were like those processed sausages and stuff in there. And I was eating quite a lot of animal products and oily foods and takeaways. And I remember after watching that video with John Mcdougall's personality, his charisma, his energy, his passion for health, and just the education that he had.
The kids who were influenced a little bit by the Western diet, they started to change. And by the time you got to the grandkids, you were looking at people who ate the traditional Western diet. Now, realize these are people of the same genetics, same kind of work for over 100 years on the sugar plantation. Yet before my eyes as a doctor, what I saw is I saw people living on rice and vegetables, no dairy, just a little bit of meat at most, trim, healthy, hearty people, no MS, no arthritis, no diabetes, no heart disease in that first generation living on those traditional diets. And then I watched the second generation get a little fatter and sicker as they abandoned starch.
Everything he was saying in that TED Talk was just resonating in my head, as this actually makes more sense than anything that I've heard up until now in relation to health and nutrition. So that really set me off on the journey of wanting to learn more about his work and wanting to learn more about a plant-based lifestyle. And that really broadened my horizon. And, through that, I later discovered, a fruit-based lifestyle. I started getting into, more of that way of living. However, he was pivotal in me starting off this lifestyle. And I'm sure a lot of people would put their hands up and say that if it wasn't for John Mcdougall, they wouldn't be where they're at now, in terms of healthier, fitter, and probably saving thousands of people's lives, from an early grave. So this was a massive shock to me. I just want to send my condolences. John Mcdougall has done a lot of good things for humanity, and if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have, eventually came on to just living like a healthier, plant-based lifestyle. So I just wanted to make this video just to share my appreciation for all that he has done. I've been following and watching his videos for 11 years. And you always think that you would have the opportunity to meet someone alive, like in real life, that's had such a dramatic impact on your life. And it just makes me realize that if there's anyone out there in the world that has inspired you, or you've gotten a lot of like education and wisdom, or has drastically changed the direction of your life, and you have the opportunity to go see them, because some of these legends, they're not going to be around forever, and that's just life. So I just want to, send my condolences and just my appreciation for everything that he's done. And I'm sure he will be missed by a lot of people, and I'm sure a lot of people will be inspired to be a good role model similar to how he was. So that's all I want to say in this video. With that, peace.
I'm Dr. John Mcdougall. I've been in this business for 44 years, and I'm the luckiest doctor in the world because my patients get well.